Why don't you get some of that? SIG 552 Commando. All right, another machine gun. What do we got today? The SIG 552 Commando. Yeah, get some of that. All right, this is an awesome, awesome, awesome rifle. All right, I cannot say that enough. This is the coolest machine gun out there. If you're ever lucky enough to get to shoot one or own one, or if you're able to set up an SBR on this platform, I'm telling you, this is just 50 kinds of awesome. All right, I cannot say that enough. The SIG 550 has a very rich history. All right, and you know, anytime that I get started on Swiss rifles, I always get, you know, a little bit worked up over it just because I'm a very, very big fan of Swiss-made firearms. As many of you know, I've got a lot of the antique Schmidt-Rubins, Vetterlis, K31s. Well, the K31 was probably one of the most famous bolt actions ever produced. Probably one of the best bolt action rifles of World War II. Although it didn't really need to be used in World War II, the Swiss were neutral, but they were an armed neutrality. So, you know, Hitler never invaded Switzerland because he wasn't that stupid. All right, the Swiss were marksmen from day one, and they always developed that. And of course, with the 550 platform, they kept that particular standpoint, you know, in the back of their minds. The K31 was replaced in 1957 by the PE-57 service rifle. PE-57 fired the 7.5 by 55 millimeter cartridge and was in use until around the mid-70s. All right, around the mid-70s, the Swiss decided, hey, all right, well, we've got to find a different service rifle that fires the 5.56 millimeter cartridge or something similar, and they began to develop what would be known as the 510 and the 550. So around 74, they finally got their working prototypes of the 510. And they were happy with it. They experimented with some very early cartridges, some 6 millimeter cartridges, some 4.5 millimeters. They finally decided, hey, we're going to stick with the NATO 5.56 round. They toyed around with that idea for quite a while, and then in the late 70s, they entered service. All right. The official designation of this rifle, the 552 and the 550 series of rifles, entered service officially in 1990. So this is a very modern rifle. You see these things in movies, video games, all over the place. This rifle is just an all-out staple, you know, in the gun world. These things are in just all kind of cool video games, movies. They're just awesome. All right, I can't say that enough. This is one machine gun that I've always wanted to get my hands on and play with, and I'm so glad that I finally got to. As a Swiss rifle collector, this is kind of like the pinnacle of owning a Swiss-made firearm. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, damn, where can I get one of these? Well, you kind of can, all right? The SIG 556 is the import version of this rifle. Many of you know the SIG 556 rifle. They're all over the place. They're in a variety of configurations here in the U.S. The 552 Commando, this particular model, was designed mainly with entry teams in mind, paratroopers, law enforcement, bodyguards, personal protection. So right out the gate, this is more of a military and law enforcement rifle in terms of how it's set up. It fires a 5.56 caliber cartridge, obviously. The 550 designation in general is a very varied type of gun design. This particular version, of course, being a small commando style version. They have full-size 550s that are capable of point shots out to 800 yards, just like a good, highly accurized AR would be. One of the interesting things about the way this gun operates is it has a completely adjustable gas system, so it can be you know, adjusted to make do with adverse conditions or crummy ammunition, dirty ammunition, whatever. And the nice thing about the 550 is that it uses a piston system. So instead of a direct gas impingement system like an AR-15 would have, the piston-operated system provides a hell of a lot more longevity without being cleaned than a direct gas impingement system. So the best way to describe a 550 is it's almost like an AK and an AR had a baby, and that's what this is. So we're going to shoot the gun for you. This particular model and most of the law enforcement models have provision for single shot, 3-round burst, and full automatic fire. We like that, don't we? So we're going to play around with the gun a little bit, shoot it some, and this is going to be awesome. All right, we're out here today shooting the beautiful SIG 552 Commando. I'm going to demonstrate the modes of fire, and we're going to try some various steel out different distances here, do a little bit of shooting with it. Nice little gun. The sights that are on it right now are backup sights. We'll see how well they do. We're going to shoot out to about a little over 100 yards. That definitely puts them in there. Let's try a 3-shot burst. All right, I'm going to finish the mag off on full auto. Definitely an amazing gun. I've always been a big fan of Swiss rifle technology, and this gun is no different. Unfortunately, not quite so available to most of the free world, but awesome gun nonetheless, and I'm glad I got a chance to take it out and do some shooting with it. I'm going to let Chad have a go, see how well he fares with it. Thanks for watching my SIG 552 Commando video. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. This gun is definitely awesome. And tell you what, I mean, if I could own any one single small rifle like this, it'd have to be the 552. These things are just so amazing. They're accurate, they're reliable, very tiny package. Just can't say enough good things about it. We got more machine guns on the way, so thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in next time for more. We definitely have more Class 3 on the way.